Yeah, so someone on my research team, Jenny Conway, who said, hey, look, the dancing hare's here. Now, for those that don't know, that used to be owned by Robert Maxwell, which is Ghislaine Maxwell's father. The ship's been here since January. Before that, it was in Paris, Monaco, and Australia, where she was sighted on all three. Although they say it's been sold, she's still been sighted on this ship. For those of you who don't know, Ghislaine Maxwell was part of Jeffrey Epstein, child trafficking, child murder, and child torture, pedophilia, and she has actually been a fugitive. I know that Trump and America actually looking for her. And so
Wow.
her ship's come into the Viaduct. It's at the Silo Marina, where it's berthed next to 4 other ships, one being the Beast, and 3 others have been named in child trafficking as well.
Wow.
And just the other day, Maxwell's actually a ship that they do own, still, the Samaya, has just come in.
What?
So, I mean, yes, the Samaya has just come into the waters. What we want to know is why our government, why Jacinda Ardern is allowing child trafficking and known child trafficking ships to come in. What I did was I served a sovereign order to the silo manager, Mr. Matler, and I removed him from his seat. And so I've got video footage of that, where I removed him from his duties because he hasn't been doing his job, especially with a lot of other things going on there with hydrogen and cyanide coming out of the vents.
Sharna, real quick, you've literally lifted someone already off their seat with the information that's already been present.
Yes,
Wow.
So the sovereign authority goes over any corporation or any corporate in a corporate body. So sovereignty, you actually hold the power to do this using maxims of law and supra. Black's law. And so this is why the government tell you on Google that it's not true and it doesn't work, and they do because they don't want people to know the power of sovereignty. So we have the authority to do that. So in the video you see him, he asked me at the end, can he have his job, can he keep his job, and I gave him conditions to do so. So
wow.
one of those conditions was that I board that ship, which they allowed, and the other condition is that he sorts out the hydrogen and cyanide coming from the vents.
Give us an update anyways on the cyanide from ventilations. You know, a lot of people laughing at that claim, but the thing is you have the facts.
Yeah, what happened was my team were down there before I got there. I was in Wellington trying to stop the child trafficking down there. It took me obviously 80 hours
in Wellington.
Yeah, I was down there. We found some bunkers. We found Bureaus Veritas who are named in child trafficking as well, and the Knights of Malta. We found some containers over at Seaton there, which is owned by Peter Jackson and which was named in pedophilia.
Wow.
So we tried to enter the premises there. By the time I got up to the Silo Marina, within an hour of being there, the hydrogen and cyanide smell started coming out. I contacted 111, and the fire brigade brought along their test kits and their machinery, and they got a 2.5 level reading of hydrogen and cyanide.
Wow.
It seems like really concerning that around the vents where my people were standing, it came on.
Wow.
When it came to 7 o'clock in the morning and people were running and joggers were running, the hydrogen and cyanide stopped.
Yeah.
So, and every time our protesters went back, it would start again. We've actually done our own testing now. We've got sent in our own people who, and it's currently in a lab now getting tested. So we'll have those results. We did a water testing, a salt water testing, and we did a vent testing. With all protocols being followed. So tomorrow I'll be serving the Children's Commissioner and also the Birth, Deaths and Marriages and Internal Affairs for their breach of their duty to release people's documents. I also wanted to clarify the boat that's been here, the dancing here, if you have a look at the symbol, the chemical compound symbol for adrenochrome is the white rabbit, the white on its side.
Yeah.
They say that the 75-year-old couple own it, but they couldn't get back to it because of COVID. When I checked the ship, I boarded the ship. When I checked the ship, it had no male clothing whatsoever on the ship, and it had in the wardrobe young size 8 clothing, which was like Versace, Chanel, really expensive silk gowns, and really revealing, something that a 75-year-old wouldn't wear. And also another thing is the gorilla garbage truck that came, it took off garbage from there more than 10 times, and in that garbage we found clothing ripped up of 2-year-old clothing and cable ties and some just really disgusting, rubbish, which if they have no one on board the ship, why did the garbage truck come 10 times? So I just wanted to note those things for the New Zealand public and for the world, that there are some weird things going on, as well as our Prime Minister allowing child trafficking ships to come in our waters. I just wanted to note that. So basically, I just want to say to everyone that don't believe the media. The media is fake. Become the real truth. Realize, real lies. I'd just like to say on behalf of our sovereigns who are starting up the organisation called Not One More Child, and that is we will not accept, we do not consent to child traffickers, child pedophiles in our waters, in our land.